So I started with the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced, and then I went ahead and concealed with my L'Oreal Visible Lift Concealer. And so next I'm just gonna go in and do a little bronzing with my Physicians Formula City Glow Bronzer. And I love this bronzer. I talk about it a lot because it has the two colors, the light and the dark. So you can really kind of customize it depending on the look you're going for that day. So I'm just gonna contour and kind of bronze everywhere that I typically would. I wanna keep the look kind of pale, but still add some definition to our cheekbones and to the face in general. Moving right along to blush, I'm going to use another Too Faced product. This is my Love Blush in the shade Love Hangover. And it's a long-lasting blush, and it's just a really nice, pretty, feminine pink shade. So I'm just putting this all over the apples of the cheeks and then brushing it back. And I do want my cheeks to be extra rosy, so if it looks like I'm getting a little carried away, I am. I just want really pink cheeks for this. To highlight, I'm gonna use my Physicians Formula highlighter, and this is in the shade Translucent Pearl. And I really like it because it's just very beaming white. Like that. So we're gonna do a very bold highlight on the tops of our cheeks, nose, Cupid's bow, the usual suspects. Now with an angled brow brush and the BH Cosmetics Party Girl palette, I'm gonna do the brows. And I'm gonna create a rainbow, almost ombre look by using 2 colors per brow, 2 separate colors. So for the first brow, I'm going to start with this teal color right here. And if you don't have this palette, you can just kind of customize this look with whatever you have on hand. But it is relatively inexpensive, and I will link it down below in case you're interested. But so with that light teal color, I'm just going on the first brow, which I did kind of fill in the shape already with my Anastasia Brow Wiz, just to make it easier. And I'm just gonna start packing this on kind of the inner half of one eyebrow. Once I get to about the arch, I'm going to switch, and I'm going to finish filling in the tail of my brow with this darker, it's kind of a bluish purple color. I don't know, you know that there's like a million different names for colors of the rainbow, so I'm gonna call it a blue. Some people would probably say purple, moonstone, I don't know. Whatever color you wanna call it. I'm just gonna use that to fill in the tail. So now for the second eyebrow, I'm actually gonna start with this purple shade right here, and I'm gonna transition to a deep magenta pink. So now with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, I'm just gonna cover my entire lid on both eyes. So we just kind of want to blend it into the crease and upwards, so we have a nice light base. Our first shadow is going to be this lighter purple color in the BH Party Girl palette, and I'm just taking that on, you know, a fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna just start working this in the crease. Now with this darker purple right here, I'm just gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna start working that in the outer half of the crease. Now if you have a blank blending brush on hand, go ahead and go over the top just to kind of keep everything nice and smooth. We don't want it to be too harsh, even though we're using bold colors. I'm just gonna kind of blend that out. Next, I'm going in with my E45 Sigma tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna pick up that same magenta we used on the brows. And I'm actually just gonna kind of pat this in the outer lid area because that white NYX pencil is really gonna help pick up this color. So we left the inner eye area blank because we're gonna go in with a pigment, and I'm gonna use the Cosmic Candy Pigment by Magnolia Makeup in New Orleans. It's just a beautiful, like, opalescent, kind of shimmery color. It's really beautiful, but you can use like a silvery glitter, or this one's just kind of like reflects blues and purples and pinks. You can kind of tell in the lid. But you can use any pigment that you have, but this one's very sparkly. And even though the white NYX pencil will help keep it on, I'm also gonna use this glitter glue, which I picked this up at Sally's Beauty Supply for $1. And the lady behind the counter said that she loved it and it worked really well. So I figured, why not try it? It's $1. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna go in with a brush and I'm just gonna pat a little bit of this glitter glue where I want the pigment to go. And that's just kind of the inner lid area where it's still kind of that bright white color. And then with that same brush, I'm gonna go in with my pigment. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up, but this is like crazy sparkly. And right now I'm just kind of using patting motions to keep this on. And then just kind of patting it out a little bit in the center to blend it in with the pink. Whew! So now for our lower lash line, I'm gonna take an angled brush in this deep blue shade. And I'm just gonna start putting this under my lower lash line. I wanna keep the inner corner still kind of sparkly from that pigment. And I'm also gonna kind of wing out the blue right underneath the purple. To finish up the lower lash line, I'm gonna take that same turquoise color that we used on the brows and this short shader brush. This is an E20 by Sigma. Not really sure how to explain it. It's just like a nice short bristle brush. I'm gonna take that shade and just kind of put that below the darker blue that we just used. And I'm gonna run that all the way from the outside inside. And I am blending it down just a little bit. I wanna kind of blend the two blue colors together, if that makes sense. Now it's time to line the top lash line, and I'm going to use my tried and true NYC Black Liquid Liner. And the best part about what we did with the shadow on the top and bottom is that we created like a little line of demarcation between that dark blue and the purples on top. And I'm going to just follow that line with the black liner whenever I wing it out. Now I'm just gonna thicken up my liner a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and top my lashes with mascara, and then I'm gonna pop on these Ardell Glamour lashes, and these are number 113. Where is it? Oh, yes, here it is. I picked up this really nice pink glitter from Sally's too. They was also like, I think this one was actually like $2 or $3, but they have a bunch of gray glitters that are awesome for Halloween for like really cheap. But it's this pretty like pink iridescent glitter, but it's pretty fine. It's not like super chunky, and I'm just gonna lightly tap some of that on the tops of my cheeks. Which usually I would not recommend putting a lot of glitter on the face, but with this, for Halloween, it's one night, and I don't know if you can see that or if it's picking it up, but it just gives a really pretty, again, like fantasy creature look. And I'm being very generous with this, and I'm just using my finger because I know that a brush is just not gonna work. So whenever I've packed on the amount of glitter that I want, and I am packing this stuff on. I don't know if you can kind of see it now. I'm getting a little glitter crazy, but I think that's kind of what makes it. Oh yeah. Lots of glitter on the cheeks. I love it. It looks so cool. I also picked up these. I'm gonna add some of these sticky gems. These I picked up at Michael's for like $2. We have little crowns, and then there's a couple, there's like stars and little shapes, and I'm gonna add a few of those to the tops of the cheeks as well. Put a little crown there. There's only like a little dot to make it sticky on the back, so I'm wondering how this is gonna work out. You might actually need to go back with, I think eyelash glue will probably be the best thing. So I did a crown on this side, and then I'm just gonna make like my own little design with like stars and stars. That's all I'm gonna use, little stars on this side. Looks really cute though. Add some stars to this side too. Sorry, I start concentrating and then talking really softly, and I'll go back to look at the video and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't hear myself. But there we go. So for lips, I went ahead and got started because I wasn't sure which color I wanted to do. I think with this look you could do like a nude or light pink lip if you wanted to, but I was kind of playing around and went with something bold. So for a lip liner, I used MAC Edge to Edge, and then for lipstick, I'm using the VIVA GLAM Miley Cyrus color, which is a very bold pink color because it's Halloween, and you know, I think bold lips just kind of goes with the eyes. This certainly isn't everyday makeup, but for the occasion, I think it works out perfectly. So it's really up to you if you prefer a nude lip or you're more comfortable, but I wouldn't do something red, but kind of in the color scheme of the pinks and purples. You could even do blue if you wanted to, if you had a blue color like that. I know those have been kind of trendy, but I'm just gonna stick with this. It's, again, VIVA GLAM Miley Cyrus. So to complete the unicorn look, I went ahead and added this horn, which I made myself, and a pair of wings, and that is it. You are done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me any of your suggestions below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.